Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, Everyday Carry for Everyday People. Riaz here, hope everyone's doing well. Um, so I've had a chance to look at World Ometer with regards to, infection rates of COVID-19 globally. South Africa is currently sitting at, 350,897. I'm not going to go into the deaths because that's just something too personal, and nobody should be discussing it on a public platform. So, as I said before, I know this is an EDC channel, and I know a lot of my subscribers enjoy looking at gear. So, something that I've tested out for about the last month that I've found seems to be working pretty well. These new Earpods that I picked up, my wife picked it up actually, called Liberty. They're pretty good. I enjoy them quite a bit. My wife's got them in white, I've got them in black. They are pretty awesome. They work on a variety of phones, including iPhone and Huawei and Samsung and all the rest of it. I had a chance to test it out, so that's pretty awesome. Price isn't bad either, at $16 excluding post and packaging. So because I've been getting a few requests with regards to what's changed in my gear, nothing's really changed. This is just more of an add-on. It helps quite a bit, so it makes things a lot easier and a lot more pleasant, particularly with my little girl. So that's cool. As I said before, I'm changing the dynamic of this channel here. Things are constantly evolving, things are constantly changing. So in light of that, we gotta make sure that we evolve and I'm able to ensure that my subscribers like you get the best out of the channel. And for that reason there, I've decided to concentrate more on an EDC mindset, particularly in the age of COVID-19. So yes, South Africa ranks number 5 in the world right now. Yes, there's a lot going around where people are saying numbers aren't, accurate and all the rest of it. If you head over to my Facebook page, which is Riaz Mukadam, you'll see I blew up, ranted and raved with regards to that there, because I think people are just, pulling too far apart, and pessimism and a lot of people's ideologies coming into play that just mess things up. That being said, let's look at today's video. Last week I covered a video on the aspect of what we can do to ensure that our kids take every precaution necessary when going back to school. Since then, a lot has changed. There's debate right now as to whether or not school should be closed until after the peak of COVID-19 in South Africa. As an educator and as a father and an uncle, my views with regards to that, they are pretty well documented. But for those of you who don't know, I do believe that school should be closed, at least until we see not just a flattening of the curve, but rather a downtick in cases. So that's just me. Looking at other things today, obviously COVID-19 is affecting everybody, young, old, male, female. It doesn't really matter. So in today's video, just a few things that I'd like to go over with regards to the mindset and the mentality of everyday carry during the time of COVID-19. First and foremost, guys, look, things are pretty hectic. The first thing that I advocate for the most with regards to your everyday carry, and it's something that everybody, male, female, young, old, um, you know, whether you essential service workers or, you know, private enterprises or whatever the case may be, I strongly recommend a mask. N95 masks are better. Surgical masks work as well. N95 respirator is great. But by and large, use what you can. Anything that offers 3-ply protection is great. Something is better than nothing, and that's important. A second thing that I definitely recommend is obviously surgical gloves. Now, I know people are going to have their own different opinions with regards to this. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, I took a lot of flack for it when the outbreak broke out where in the country that I'm in currently. But so far so good, touch wood. And you know, I've been using it ever since, even when I went back to school, teaching, all the rest of it. It offers an additional layer of protection. Now, using a mask is important. Remember, if you're going to use something like surgical masks or disposable masks, 8 hours is your max. If it gets wet, throw it away. If it's something that's reusable, I suggest washing it with soap and warm water. Sunlight works wonders. And then obviously leaving it out to air dry in the sun. It's important. I would recommend keeping at least 3 to 4 masks with you at any given time. I usually keep a pack in my daughter's, type of napkin bag. So when we do go out, it's always with, and we've always got access to it. With regards to surgical gloves, I would recommend keeping at least 2 pairs with you. When applying the mask to your face, make sure you follow proper directions. Make sure you don't actually touch the mask, but rather use the sides. Make sure that it's fitted to your face correctly. These are the type of things that are important. With regards to your surgical gloves, do not touch your eyes or face, mouth. Don't touch your kids once you've used it. The idea with regards to this here is use and then dispose of it. It's extremely effective. As you know, there are more developments coming out every day with how COVID-19 is transmitted. It does get onto your hands, you touch your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your kids. It spreads. So having surgical gloves helps with regards to that there. It only works if you use it properly and not touch your face and your nose and your mouth and your eyes and stuff like that there. Dispose of it properly once you're done with it. Other aspects are, and I can't state this enough, washing your hands. Making sure that you wash your hands is extremely important. Soap and warm water does the trick all the way up to the wrist, so that's important. Another thing that I would seriously recommend are wet wipes. Make sure that you have them. If you can get hold of hand sanitizer, that's great. If not, no train smash. Soap and warm water does the trick. Moving on to other things that are important. Social distancing. I can't stress enough just how important this is. 1.5 meters is what's recommended. So keeping that distance is really important. It is difficult in certain places like Gauteng province, that is the smallest province in the country and yet has the largest population of 22.5% of the total population of South Africa residing in the province. So that does make things a little bit more difficult. As I've said before, South Africans like to greet one another. We affection people, so making sure that we stay away from, shaking hands, getting too close, hugging one another. These are things that are vital. Other aspects to look at, and I'm going to repeat a lot of these here because obviously spikes in infection levels are getting pretty high. Make sure you leave your shoes outside your home when before entering your home. Any clothes that might have been exposed, go straight to your bathroom. Put it in your bath or a dish of water. Use warm water, soap. Make sure you wash it out before you even put it into your washing machine if you have one. you know these are basic things that are so important. Making sure that you have things like tissues available. You know, it's a flu season in South Africa. We sneeze, we need to wipe our nose, runny noses, these type of things. It's important that we dispose of them correctly too. So I highly recommend that there. Guys, if you've been in contact with somebody who has tested positive, quarantining is vital. Isolating is vital. Making sure that you get tested is absolutely vital. So please keep those numbers on hand. Make sure that you are able to get to your GP or to your hospital or wherever it is that offers testing. I was fortunate enough with regards to the swab. I didn't have a nasal swab. I had a throat swab, so that was a little bit better, to say the least. Obviously, I wasn't infected, but I had gotten back from one part of China back to Shenzhen, so that was mandatory. And because I'm an educator, it needed to be done 14 days before I went back to school. So I did it, clean bill of health, thank God. Myself, my wife, and my daughter. So that was copacetic. Grateful for that there. Other things to bear in mind. Look, by and large, South Africans love to help one another, but in times like this, the best way that we can help is by taking a step back and allowing professionals to do their job, whether it's in the medical profession or the police force or whatever it might be, EMTs, these type of things. We need to take a step back and allow them to do their jobs. They are professionally trained. They have a lot more experience with regards to it. So please bear that in mind. If you can keep your kids at home, keep your kids at home. If you can't keep your kids at home, no shame, no blame. Another thing, if you need to drive to work, if you need to drive to the store, whatever the case is, even in your car, make sure that you have a mask on. It's there for your protection and for the protection of those around you. I'm just a bit blown away simply because of the fact that things infection rates are getting as bad as they are in South Africa. I'm grateful for the fact that the mortality rate is so low, so that's pretty good. Not that it's a good thing that people are still dying, but just the fact that we are able to try and reduce it is pretty positive. So I'm grateful for that there. Moving forward, I'm actually considering doing videos pretty much on every second day. So let me know what you guys think about it. If you find this video helpful, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Give it a like if you like what you hear. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. And please don't forget to leave your comments below. Until next time, I'll see you guys. Take care out there. God bless. Cheers.